everybody, this is Chef Kirsten here, and I am just going to show you a really full meal plan that I just prepped out this morning. As some of you know, I'm having surgery for a kidney transplant on this coming Wednesday. So today was stock the freezer day with meals, not only that my family can make while I'm at the hospital. They can just put them either in the slow cooker or the oven on low, or just in a saucepan and simmer it up really fast like a braise. They're also going to be available for me in the freezer, so when I am home and I'm able to walk around a bit, I can just easily pop something into the slow cooker in the morning and we will have a delicious dinner. Now all of these they're going to be at least a dinner and then probably a lunch as well for us. And I also have a ton of other things that I've been prepping over the last couple of weeks. Anytime I would make, say, taco meat, I would double it and freeze the other half. I have a bunch of potatoes that I roasted in there as well. And all of that is already frozen and prepped. And then we have loads and loads of frozen vegetables. Really good high quality ones. They are super easy. So pretty much everything here that they will be having for dinner or will be having for dinner, we're gonna have it with a simple vegetable that's cooked on the side, and the family will have theirs with, say, potatoes or some rice or pasta, whatever they would like to have with it. I will probably eat every single thing here with a salad. So this is banana bread for them. I don't usually like to make a lot of baked goods. I'd rather them eat some vegetables for a snack, but you know, kind of a comfort food right now while everybody's going through this. So made a fresh banana bread for them. I did put some ground walnuts in it, so it has a little bit of boost of some protein and some high quality fats. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward banana bread that I had with some bananas that we had browning up over the past couple of weeks. This is a taco soup. I made this with with Mesa de Vida Smoky Latin cooking sauce. I will preface to say that literally I barely chopped anything. I think I chopped a couple of onions, I chopped a sweet potato, and I threw some garlic into the slow cooker, into the food processor. Everything else was sliced mushrooms, already sliced, frozen spinach, frozen organic spinach that I threw into a ton of things. And other than that, a lot of the vegetables come from the cooking sauce because they're made with vegetables. There's some tomatoes in several of these, canned diced tomatoes. And everything else, like I said, we'll be eating it with a vegetable on the side. So it's a pretty meat and veggie type meals, really simple. But again, they allow us to have a really delicious dinner, great vegetable on the side, and then we can eat it with some avocado, or again, the family will have theirs with carbohydrate of their choice. So they're super nutritious, and all whole foods, woohoo! Not from the store Whole Foods, but whole real foods. So we have a taco soup here. Again, this is the Mesa de Vida Latin. I didn't have to chop anything. I browned up some ground turkey, and then I threw in like a half a package of sliced mushrooms, and the sauce, the cooking sauce, that's where all of the flavor is, and a lot of the vegetables that you would normally have to chop. I threw in a can of finely diced or petite diced tomatoes, a box of beef bone broth, and that was it. So that is just going to go into, so I barely cooked anything else. Oh, I did throw some of the frozen chopped spinach in there too, just for a little extra boost of vitamins. For this, what we will do is I just cooked the meat basically. Everything else I kind of threw in as the pan was cooling down, and that way when we can put it in a pot on the stove and simmer it in like 20 minutes, or we can throw it into the slow cooker and let it go on low all day. And then my family will probably eat this with, they love corn, so we'll probably put some corn in theirs or some black beans. And I will eat mine topped with some delicious avocado, and it's a really great taco soup. Oh, I do have some canned diced jalapenos in here too, because we like a little bit spicy. But that's it, super easy. I do have a Bolognese sauce here, again, very similar to the way I prepared this. I just browned up some grass-fed ground beef, and then I threw in a large package, or a whole package of chopped frozen spinach, and the mushrooms, sauteed that up. I did add a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and then some red pepper flakes, a large can of crushed tomatoes. I'm not sure if I said a little bit of heavy cream, lots of garlic, an onion chopped up, and then Italian seasonings. And that will be ready to go. Again, basically the meat's cooked, nothing else has been cooked yet because this is going to cook again. This will be easy to thaw out and just pop it onto the stove and let it simmer for like an hour or so on low, and then we will have a great dinner. Again, then that will produce definitely leftovers. They will have theirs with pasta, I'm sure. And I love just a side of Bolognese sauce, eat it kind of like a stew. It's my favorite thing. So I'll probably eat it more like a stew. And then we have some, let's see, which ones are these? Oh, okay. So these are just some Italian pork chops. One of the other things I've been doing to prepare for this is I run to the store a couple times a week and I try to buy meat that's on sale. I'll watch, you know, the ads, and, you know, I try to do all, you know, heritage pork, grass-fed meats, high quality free range chicken. And so I try to buy that on sale when I can. And so I have just some onion in here, a half a can of the petite diced tomatoes, lots of garlic, and then I put a little bit of chicken bone broth in there, just so when it cooks, either braised in the oven, on the stovetop, or in the slow cooker, it won't dry out and it'll just get delicious and juicy. And then I just threw in some onion powder, garlic powder, and some Italian seasonings. Here we have some Creole pork chops. This one was super easy. I just took our Creole cooking sauce, threw it over some pork chops, and a little bit of a splash of bone broth. Again, that's it. So that will cook itself. Again, great in the slow cooker, and that will be delicious. The family, I'm sure, will eat theirs with rice, really good over rice. And I will just eat mine with a bunch of vegetables. Super good, or a salad. This is just a really simple, I had an extra package of chicken in the freezer, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I just threw it in the pot, in the bag with like a half of a diced onion, lots of garlic, and then I threw in like smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, just so we have kind of like a savory chicken. And that could be something we either have as a dinner with the side of potatoes that are already in the freezer frozen and the side of vegetables, or I can cook it up and then we can have those for lunches as well, like for salads or anything like that. This is an Italian spinach and artichoke chicken. I just took some frozen artichokes, chopped them up, threw in a bag of frozen chopped spinach, half of a can of petite diced tomatoes, and again, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I threw in a splash or two, like a half a cup of chicken broth or chicken bone broth in that, and then season that up again with onion, garlic, red pepper flakes, and oregano and basil, so Italian seasonings. And over here we have Moroccan beef. So this is going to be like a Moroccan tagine, super easy. It's just cubed beef. And again, I've been buying this on sale, so I've got some really, really great high quality grass-fed beef that I've had stocked away in the freezer for a week or two, and took it out last night to thaw to make all these. Just chopped up a sweet potato, again, half a bag of spinach just to add more nutrients, and the jar of our North African cooking sauce. And that again has all of the flavor in there and a bunch of vegetables and even a little fruit, so super delicious. I didn't have to chop anything besides the potatoes in that one. And that's done. So that basically put itself together. And then here, because the package of beef that I got was really big, I got a second meal out of it. And again, these will likely be 2 meals each out of it, or 2 family meals, I should say, where we're a family of 4. And so we're gonna get dinner for one night for all of us, and then easily a lunch, maybe even another dinner. Because we don't eat a lot of meat. So these, you know, again, we'll eat a normal portion of it and save the rest for lunches. So this one here is just because I had the extra beef, I just left it in long strips and threw half an onion in there, and I just seasoned that up with, again, some smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of salt, and just kept that pretty simple. So that'll be a really nice thing to either throw in under the broiler and let it get kind of like a really yummy kind of like barbecue dinner. They can put barbecue sauce on theirs if they want, or again, in the slow cooker, it'll just turn down to a delicious combination. We can throw some beans in there, a can of tomatoes if I want. So that'll kind of be there mostly prepped and figure out what to do with it. And then my kids love the egg bites from Starbucks. And I just made up a tray. And actually, I'm going to make another one of these. I cooked a ton of nitrate-free, sugar-free bacon. And I have that all prepped and all ready as well, because we are using some of the bacon fat for my husband's making tamales, because we have over here also a giant pork roast that's been cooking on low in the slow cooker all night with a bunch of onions and garlic in there. He's going to use a bunch of that for his tamales, but he puts, his secret is a little bit of bacon fat instead of all the lard in his masa. So I had to cook all that bacon for that. And again, so this will be another couple of meals that I'll cool down, pop in the Ziploc bags or container, and then freeze that too. So that'll be an easy meal ready to go. Either create a soup or stew from it, or just eat it straight up with a vegetable and a side. And so for these, I had a little bit, I took some of that bacon, again, more spinach, cooked up the spinach this time, and then I put some cheese in there and whisked up the eggs with a little bit of cottage cheese and threw it in the pan and baked it. So now I cut these into, I made with 12 eggs, and I cut it into 8 squares. So it's like a full breakfast pretty much. It's like an egg and a quarter each and a little bit of bacon in there, a little bit of cheese and spinach. And so it's a really great meal. And then these, what I'm going to do is wrap them individually, stack them up in a freezer bag, and they can just take one out at a time, pop it into the oven as they're getting ready for school, and it'll be ready hot and they can eat it, or they can just microwave it if they want, but I think it tastes better when it's cooked in the oven. So that's everything. I also have, like I said, some taco meat I've had frozen in there, popped in the freezer. Anytime we have any extra like bits of potatoes or anything like that, I've been throwing it in the freezer. So lots of delicious meals to keep us going and make it really easy. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meals, 9, 10 meals. It did take me about 2.5 hours today. Plus we have breakfast, snacks, and a bunch of other stuff. So this is a great thing to do on a monthly basis, you know, if you are just somebody who wants to prep. The cost for this was so low because I stocked up on meat when it was on sale. I used 3 jars of our sauce, which saved time and money, because it's like, if I went to buy all of the ingredients to chop up and make all of these and all the spices, we're in at least like $15, $20 a jar if I had to do it all myself, plus all the time it saved me. So totally worth that. And then everything else was really affordable. I would say these 8 meals came in less than $100. And again, they're going to be like 6 to 8 servings each. So definitely a good way to save money. But also, if you are somebody who might be, you know, preparing for a surgery or a time where your family where you have to be out of town maybe, and you're the one who cooks for your family and you don't want them to starve or eat expensive takeout every night, this is a great meal plan to do. Most of the recipes, like this tagine this is a tagine recipe on mesadevida.com. The Creole pork, basically there's no recipe for it. If you look on how to use Mesa de Vida cooking sauces, you can find, you know, a basic on that one there. This taco soup is not on mesadevida.com, but we do have a tortilla soup that's on there, and I will be adding this taco soup very soon because it's so delicious and so easy. And yeah, everything else is basically just how to use the sauces as a seasoning and cooking sauce. Super versatile, and saves loads of time and money. And I know that there is no junk in the meals. They're not prepared with anything processed. You know, this is the most processed thing, and it's a really healthy, there's no processed any junk in there. So I can feel really good that as I'm healing up from surgery, I will be giving my body what it needs to replenish and repair. And a lot of these things are actually things that I would do for a lot of my professional athlete clients. Of course, they would have been more tuned into their specific nutritional needs. But when, you know, a player has been injured and we're looking at rehabilitating them, food is a huge part of the component. And having healthy, real foods to help your body do the work that it needs to do is really important. So I would make slow cooker kits a lot of times for my players, and their wives would just pop them in when they're, you know, rehabbing, and they really love them, and that's pretty much where the inspiration for all this came from. So again, I'm a personal chef. This is what I do, is prep meals all day. So I do understand that it might take longer than 2.5 hours for somebody who is, and that included, you know, frying up 2 packs of bacon. So I imagine somebody who doesn't cook all that often, as long as you have everything prepared in advance, you're gonna get through this within 3 hours easily. And again, that's 8 meals, so you're saving like well over 8 hours of time, if not more, because again, it's gonna be more than 8 meals. So alrighty, I hope you enjoyed this little look into my kitchen on a Saturday morning. I got up at 7 o'clock so I could get all this going and still have a large part of my day, and not have to worry about this for the rest of the coming couple of weeks. I'm sure the family is going to eat out a couple of meals. We'll probably have a couple of simple meals as well, you know, just like simple, you know, frozen burger patties, fried up, and just really simple meals like that, and a salad, because we do eat simple, you know, at least a couple of nights of the week, pretty easy, just like salads and things like that with a protein. But it's nice to have like a really comforting, delicious home-cooked meal that will, you know, hit the spot at least a few times a week during this period. So alrighty, thanks so much, you guys. I hope you enjoy. Check out mesadevita.com. We also have a Caribbean cooking sauce. I didn't make anything with that, but I'm sure I'll be cooking with that. And you can buy this pack, actually is a 3-pack, is our Whole30 approved pack. All of these meals are actually, yeah, everything here is Whole30 friendly and Paleo friendly. The only thing that wouldn't be is I did put a splash of heavy cream in the Bolognese sauce, but you could leave that out. Obviously this is not Paleo or Whole30. This would be if I hadn't put the cheese in there, but my family loves it with cheese, and none of us will be doing a Whole30 at this point. So other than that, you can just leave that out. But yeah, everything else is, these are all totally Whole30 and delicious and easy, and it's just the sides that my family adds to make them not Whole30 or Paleo, because that's the way I eat. Alrighty, check out the website again, mesadevita.com, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Bye.